They came from the depths of the void, an ancient enemy of an ancient people. No one knows why they hate us so, or why they have made war upon us. Some say the struggle against their evil is the mandate of heaven.
Hello, my name is Rictok and welcome to M&M6. So, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to do the setup that I like to do, which is getting basic items and equipment or cash faster in the game, and also getting a bonus to all your stats right off the bat. It's a bit dangerous, but you come over here, you press X to jump and then spacebar to hit. There we go. Then you want to walk in here, pause, make sure you're not within shooting range of any of the dragons. Then click, attack, click, attack, click, attack, click. Then we want to walk over to that wall and use the action button on it. There we go. So we are now at the New World's Computing. And this place is a dev world, if you will. It's pretty much all the developers are NPCs that you cannot interact with, though you can see their names. And yeah, in here there's 2 enemies to defeat. They're pretty low level, especially if you've clicked that that pedestal that gave us plus 20 to all stats. And in here you can get things like early items, potions, pretty much anything you need to start with. So I'm going to grab some cloaks, start
Good show.
Equipping my guys with their stuff, so that's fine. I want a cloak on him. So this game is pretty simple. It's a D&D-like game from the 1998 era. It is the 6th in the series, as the name says.
Okay.
It's a pretty simple game, actually.
Okay.
But it has some complex mechanics in certain cases. It is what would we call nowadays an RPG. More specifically, it's a turn-based RPG, but not a Japanese-style turn-based RPG, or JRPGs.
Yes.
It is very much a game of D&D. It's basically when you press enter, which is your change to initiative mode, it is just that. You are switching to an initiative mechanic. In these rooms there's a bunch of items. Sometimes it'll be empty. Basically we just want to walk around until we find whatever's lying here, whatever could be here, and empty out this room, or this map. And then eventually there's going to be a section where there's potions, or you can buy potions for I think 100 gold each. And gold's not going to be a problem as long as there's another interactable item here that as long as you are under 1,000 gold, it'll give you 100 gold. And you can do that as much as you want. So basically we'll spend the cash to buy potions, go back, refill our cash, and so on and so forth. And what we're going to want to do is create a potion of that gives us a bonus to stats for every one of our stats. And then, yeah, oh, there's one of the enemies. From what I remember, this is a developer or something that caused trouble. Actually, I'm gonna go check that. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, so welcome back. So Trip Hawkins is actually the creator of the company 3DO, which eventually becomes EA. So, by the way, this is a 3DO game, also now would be considered an EA game. By the way, you do want to click these bookshelves. They can drop you some items. Actually, I think this is the room. Yeah, this is the room that has a lot of them. But it can give you a lot of good items starting out. Actually, this time they're being a bit cheap about it. Let's see, what do we got? Inferno.
I don't know.
And some items I can't identify. Extra dagger.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. So, we've explored a good part. And... okay, there's a few more items over here. And yeah, so in this room you see that chest over there. This is the one that if you click, it will bring you up to, I think it's actually 10,000 gold. So as long as you're under 10,000 gold, you can click it, but now I can try, but nothing happens. And I believe there's another enemy right in here. Yep. So you don't want to fight him from in there. Actually, I'm curious about him as well. John Van Canahan. Be right back. And welcome back. So, John Van Canahan, I'm spelling that properly, or saying that improperly, but don't know how to say it better, was the creator of New World Computing, which is the creators of Might and Magic that were bought and owned by 3DO. So anyways, in this room, the reason you don't want to fight in there is you're always feared when you're in here. But if you click this, you get a bonus to your stats. Ridiculous bonus for a while. And this lasts a good amount of time, so it's not a bad place to be. Anyways, so we're going to keep exploring. Eventually, we're going to have reached everything on this side. Here's the other room. This is the potion room, so we'll come back to that in a second. After I'm done here. Okay, so, get out of my way. There we go. In here, you can click this to get empty potion bottles, which I'm mostly going to give to her. She's normally my potion maker. Actually, I should probably explain to you guys what these guys are. So, these four are your characters. You have your Paladin, Archer, Cleric, Sorcerer. I went in a quick start mode. You can do it where you're creating your characters from scratch. You can choose different classes. So Paladin is a mix of the Knight. The Knight is a combat dealer that doesn't have magic. And the Cleric. So we have the Cleric over here. Clerics are able to use spells like healing and protection, heroism. Basically the mind, body, and spirits are their three types of magics. So Paladins can use those. The difference is a Cleric can also use light and dark magic. Then you have the Archer, which is a mix of the Knight and the Sorcerer, which again, they can use the elemental spells instead, like the Sorcerer, so fire, water, air, earth. But unlike the Sorcerer, they cannot use light and dark. Only the Sorcerer and the Clerics can do that. And then there's also another class called the Druid, which is a mix between the Cleric and the Sorcerer, able to use all four elementals spells, the three clerical spells, so mind, body, and spirit, but they cannot use light and dark spells. So we do not want to click this one. It's going to make one of our guys drunk, I believe, and not really give us anything useful. This, on the other hand, we can spend cash, so it's about... It varies, actually, based on that, I just noticed. Or I'm just reading that wrong. It's about 30? No, it varies. Anyways, we want to click it a bunch of times until her inventory is basically full. And from here, we're going to be creating some potions.
I believe it worked.
We're just going to do
I believe
this.
it worked. I believe it worked.
Okay, so now we need to create a bunch of potions that are
I believe it worked.
high enough, that are the type that we need. I'll come back. I'll come back once I'm done doing that. In the meantime, if you're interested, you can go down to the description below, and I'll have a link to where you can find these potions. I'll be right back. And I'm back. So, I've just spent the better part of 30 minutes about doing this. I have created one potion, well, 4 potions of each of the stats. Now this potion, what it does is well, these potions, there's multiple of them, each of them give you a plus 15 to one stat and a minus 5 to another. Now, not a problem if you want to buff up one character's stat a lot. So for example, you want your archer and your sorcerer to have intelligence, you want your knight to have might and endurance, your clerics and the paladin to have personality. That's their stat. Point is, though, we're going to just do this. So we want to right-click the images with the potion, and it'll drink it. And then we want to do that with each and every one of them. Now, don't be afraid, you can't double add them to one character. They can only ever get one of these potions per character per game. So, once you create these, you don't need to ever make them again. Normally you'd be creating them as the game goes, but yeah. It's the advantage of New World's computers. The map we're on. Now the last thing I have to show you is one, we're going to double check that I've got everything. Yep, perfect. So the last thing I can show you is the way out, but first I'm just going to refill my cache because I refilled it already once and then I had to use it a little bit more. So back to 10,000. Can't do more than that. Whenever you're past 10,000, it doesn't allow it. Trust me, that 10,000 will go quick. There's a whole other section I haven't gone to. It doesn't normally have anything very valuable, maybe a bit of cash. This thing gives you some of the potion reagents, but you can just buy them at the other one, and I think it's a finite amount of them anyways, so a bit of extra cash never hurt. There we go. And I believe that to be it. Yep, that's it. In these rooms there's just people walking about. I always get stuck if I go walking there normally. And then finally we want to go downstairs. Oh, well, there's these 2 rooms technically. 1 and a 2. But they're both empty except for a bit of cash. So, if we go straight down here, we can use the ramp. Or we could have used the elevator, which is this right here. And yeah, so we want to save before we go. And then as soon as we click this, we want to take a left, go to around the building and click the wall before we get shot by more of those dragons. There we go. And that's going to be it for me. I'll see you at the next episode where we're actually going to start doing the playthrough of this. Hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you on the next time.